Good afternoon and welcome into some Saturday afternoon basketball here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. We've got a matchup in the Tournament of Champions between the North Broward Prep High School out of Coconut Creek, Florida, and the Lone Peak Knights from Alpine, Utah. Trevor Allen here with you as we're here at Corner Canyon High School. Teams come in for North Broward. They are 3-2. They are 1-1 in the Tournament of Champions. And for Lone Peak, they lost to Harriman on Thursday, and this is their second and only game here in the Tournament of Champions. We'll go ahead and introduce the starting lineups as we go throughout the broadcast here. And a good afternoon to those of you who are watching in Florida. Thank you for having us as a part of your Saturday. We've got the Lone Peak Knights in the dark uniforms. They will go right to left as you watch it here on KSLSports.com. And we've got North Broward going left to right, and they are in the white uniforms. Jumping will be Sam Suarez and Luigi Borio. And the tip is won by North Broward. And that is Christian Rosado bringing it up the floor. And drives in for North Broward, no good. Sam Suarez on the rebound, and we've got a player down, and that looks to be Crew Fotheringham. And that is not good if you're Lone Peak. One of their top players, and he is in some pain. And Coach Ross comes out immediately, and it looks like they're going to help him up. And he's going to limp off the floor, luckily under his own power. And Coach Ross is going to send Ty Cogswell to the scores table. "16 seconds in, losing one of your top players is tough. Here's Austin Simon. He's guarded by Ryan Baxley. Now to Jackson Taylor to Cogswell. Cogswell to the right side. Hands off to Mitchell. Mitchell hands off to Taylor. Off of a screen, rolls off over to the top. Good for three. Jackson Taylor with the triple. And it's 3-0 Lone Peak. Now here's number 23, Jaden Smith. He'll dump down to number 25, Sam Cano. And it's off the mark, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be to Lone Peak. .706 to go here in the opening quarter. Here's Simon into the front court. Comes off a screen by Cogswell. He'll drive right side. Kick it back out to Taylor. Deep three. Heat check, and it's off the mark. And Cano on the rebound. He'll bring it up. He's going to go straight to the paint. He'll lay it up, and he's fouled, but it goes off the front of the iron. But he'll get 2 free throws. As we continue to look at Crew Fotheringham, he's being looked at by the trainers over in the far corner over there. Cano is a junior, as this Coconut Creek prep school comes in with a loss to Corner Canyon, and they beat Meridian, Idaho in the Tournament of Champions here. They also lost to Miami, but they also have wins over Archbishop McCarthy and Langston Hughes. As the first free throw is no good. Second one is up, and nothing but net. 3-1's our score. Here's Simon. Simon, he'll try attack middle. He'll go out to Taylor. Taylor looks over to Mitchell. To Cogswell. They're just taking their time. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Mitchell. Hand off to Simon. Steps into the paint. Off the rim, no good. And rebounded. And here comes Rosado. He'll go to Baxley. Back out to Rosado for three. Got it. Triple for Christian Rosado, the senior. And North Broward has the lead. Here's Mitchell. He'll go to Suarez. Suarez posting up. Switch goes with his right hand off the front of the iron, no good. Fought for on the rebound, and it's picked up by Luigi Borio. That's a great name, by the way, as Sam Suarez hurt his ankle. Don't want to speculate, but that's what he's grabbing. So in a matter of 2 minutes and 18 seconds, two key players are down for Lone Peak. And now the trainer had to leave Crew Fotheringham to go attend to Sam Suarez. Oh, man. Could this have been a more awful start for Lone Peak? Yeah, Suarez is needing to be helped off the floor. That does not look good. And coming in is number 3, Trey Amberry. Now here's Jaden Smith for North Broward. He'll pull up at the foul line, no good. And here comes Simon. Simon right down the lane. Finally met by Borio. Now here's Cogswell. He'll kick out to Amberry. Amberry back to Cogswell. Into the paint. Right hand reverse layup. No good, but he's fouled. And that'll be the first team foul on North Broward. There's Cogswell in the paint. Off the glass, no good. Rebound by Borio. Luigi Borio, the freshman. Here's Smith. Rosado dumps down, nice pass as Cano puts it up and in for a bucket. And North Broward has a 6-3 lead. Here's Mitchell. They're not allowing middle drive on that one as Trey Amberry is fouled. And that'll be on Jaden Smith. His first personal second team foul on North Broward. Now here's Austin Simon. At the Corner Canyon logo. Now he goes to the right side. Here's Cogswell in the paint, or in the post. Now he's in the paint. Goes out to Simon. Simon cuts baseline, turns it over. And here comes Rosado. He'll go into the paint, blocked away by Cogswell, and he slaps the ball off of Rosado, and it's going to go to Lone Peak. Great bang-bang play there by Ty Cogswell. Normally you see them actually throw it off him. He just slapped it. Here's Enoch Mitchell as it crosses the timeline. He'll go into the paint. Kick out to Jackson Taylor. Doesn't hesitate. And it rolls in off the front of the iron. And that's his second triple of the game. He has all of their points as we're leveled up at 6 here with 4:12 to go here in the opening quarter. Rosado to Smith. Borio, yep, I saw that coming. Luigi Borio picks up an offensive foul moving on his screen. And Borio will come out of the game. I think that was his second foul. So checking in for North Broward is number 30. That's Gavin Gorman. Gorman also a freshman. Here's Taylor, another 3. Too strong. Cogswell on the offensive board and an easy put back and in for Cogswell. Now here's Ryan Baxley. Guarded by Taylor as he crosses into the front court. Goes right side in the paint. Wraparound foul there on Jackson Taylor. And that's his first second team foul on the Knights. Rosado, guarded by Mitchell. Attacks baseline, pulls up, mid-range, no good. And collected by Jackson Taylor. Now here's Mitchell. Enoch comes around a screen by Cogswell. Now to Simon. Looks over to Mitchell as he attacks the middle. Kicks out. Amberry, 3, got it. Trey Amberry off the bench, hits a triple. And Baxley tries to save the ball from going out of bounds, and he throws it way over his teammate. And it'll go back to Lone Peak with an 11-6 lead with 3:03 to go here in the first quarter. And it looks like Crew Fotheringham and Sam Suarez are both being looked at, but Suarez is getting a giant couple bags of ice. So I'm not sure if he's going to be able to come back in, and Crew Fotheringham's getting his knee taped. Here's Mitchell. Out to Cogswell. We'll see who will step up. Cogswell deflected. Amberry once again in the corner for 3, no good. And on the rebound, it was a push down. And one of the officials comes in and just steps in front of his partner's way. Just trying to take over. And now he's yelling at players. Wow. Some official, huh? Last time I checked, I did that for 5 years. You're not supposed to be yelling at players like that. I don't understand it, but okay. Play on. 3 team fouls apiece for both clubs. And now here's Cano. He'll kick out. 4-3, Gorman. No good. And then it's put back up and in by Sam Cano. Cano having a good game so far for North Broward. Once again, for those of you just tuning in, North Broward coming here from Coconut Creek, Florida to play in the Tournament of Champions. They lost to Meridian, Idaho on Thursday by 11, or beat Meridian, Idaho by 11. And then they lost to Corner Canyon by 24 yesterday, the host school. As Broward picks up a foul. And now here's Mitchell. He'll go out to Simon. And, yep, took too many steps. But now another official has a foul. So we're kind of stepping on each other's toes here if you're the officiating crew. That's not something you want to do. I was always told as an official, don't go into your partner's lane. Don't go in their area. Stay in your lane. But Simon will go to the foul line anyway, as we are now in the bonus. And now there's some kind of confusion. I think they were debating on whether it's a shooting foul or not, but they're in the bonus. So it's 2 shots either way. No need to. I'm wondering if Austin Simon didn't want to shoot free throws because he made the first one, and he was the one who brought up to the officials something. We'll have to ask our master listener, Vince Francis, what was said. As he makes both free throws and extends their lead to 13-8 with 2:07 to go here in the first quarter. Rosado guarded by Simon. A little bit of contact there, and now Simon gets called for the foul. And that's the 4th team foul, so one more foul to give. And both teams will be in the penalty. Jaden Smith will inbound for North Broward, who's in the white uniforms going left to right. As you watch it here on KSLSports.com, the KSL Sports app, and the KSL Plus app. There's no reason to not be able to watch any of these games for free. And a handoff, here's Smith. Smith pulls up. Cano, he'll fire for 3, and it's good. He's got some range as well. How about that? All of his points came in the paint until just now. And now Baxley is called for a foul. And Casey Woleb is getting after his point guard, saying you don't need to get in there. Like, you got to just You just got to play with your feet. You don't need to play with your hands. Because now you're giving free throws to Lone Peak. Is Simon, first one is no good. Simon will go back to the line again for another, as the Knights have a 2-point lead. Checking in is the big fella, Chudier Duyoc. He's also a freshman. It's a big kid for a freshman. I think they have him listed as 6'9". Be nice to be 6'9" as a freshman. And the second free throw is good, extends the lead to 3. As now the Knights put on a press. Looks like a man-to-man press. As Crew Fotheringham checks back in, so that's good to see. Here's Baxley to Cano, mid-range. Good closeout there by Fotheringham as he grabs the rebound. 1:25 to go here in the first quarter. Fotheringham guarded by Cano. He'll pop deep to no good. Cogswell on the offensive board against Duyoc. Kick out Mitchell, no good for 3. Cano on the rebound. And Cano is fouled by Austin Simon. Coach Ross can't be happy about that foul. You don't want to foul 90 feet away. So going to the line will be Sam Cano. It looks like a couple of substitutions will come in. For Lone Peak, Drew Toulson and Camden Broadhead will check in, and out will be Cogswell and Simon. 1:04 to go here in the first quarter. Part of the Tournament of Champions here at Corner Canyon High School. As the free throw is good. Here's Mitchell. Go to Drew Toulson. Mitchell. 18 on the shot clock. 45 seconds to go on the game clock. Here's Mitchell on the wing. He'll go into the paint. Kick out to Toulson. Toulson to Fotheringham. To Mitchell. One more swing to Amberry. Amberry back out to Fotheringham. Top of the arc. No good. Rebound by Mitchell. 30 seconds to go. Shot clock's turned off. Broadhead. Left-handed layup. No good. Now here's Fotheringham. Back out to Amberry. Corner 3. Got it. His second of the game. And it's 17-13 with 12 seconds on the clock. Now here's North Broward, Christian Rosado. Rosado now guarded by Broadhead off the switch. Pull up mid-range at the board, no good. And that'll do it for the first 8 minutes of play. At the end of one, the Lone Peak Knights have a 17-13 lead over North Broward here on KSLSports.com. Welcome back to Corner Canyon High School here on the Rewind Sports Network. Trevor Allen here with you. As we start the second quarter between North Broward Prep out of Coconut Creek, Florida, and the Lone Peak Knights, with Lone Peak holding a 17-13 lead. A good quarter there for Jackson Taylor, hit a couple of threes. Trey Amberry hit a couple of threes for Lone Peak. And Austin Simon has played well as well. And then for North Broward, Sam Cano has been their guy so far. And coming out of the break, North Broward goes into a 2-3 zone. Here's Jackson Taylor. He'll go down to Toulson, lays it up, too short. And Chudier Duyoc picks up the rebound, the freshman. Now here's Rosado to Jaden Smith. Down to Duyoc. Uses his length off the glass and good. Not a lot of guys are going to be able to contest him down in the post. As it's now 17-15 in favor of Lone Peak. Here's Drew Toolson. Cogswell, who checked back in to start the quarter. Now here's Enoch Mitchell to Trey Amberry. It was a double dribble handoff. Mitchell drives in with the left hand, goes off the glass with the right, and say he traveled. I'd say probably did. Austin Simons checked back in. He's sitting on some foul trouble, I believe. And Cogswell goes over the top of Ryan Baxley. And now the two officials are talking about it, because it looks like Cogswell went over the top of Baxley. Chudier Duyac went over the top of Cogswell, and they're going to call the foul on Cogswell. I would say that that's the correct play. Or the correct call, excuse me. Jaden Smith to inbound with some full court pressure. Rosado guarded by Amberry as he crosses the timeline. He'll pump fake. Now he'll hand over to Rosado for three, no good, and there's a loose ball foul down below in the paint. And it's going to be called on Trey Amberry. That's the second team foul on the Knights here in the quarter. Cogswell picks up the turnover. He'll go the other way, and he'll throw it down with two hands. Ty Cogswell made it look like he was just going to go for a simple layup, but instead throws it down with two hands. And Amberry picks up another foul, and that's the right call. Didn't give him space. He was bumping him. Correct call. And Amberry picks up his first foul. That's the third team foul in the quarter on Lone Peak. And Chudier Duyac will come out. Luigi Borio will come in. Another freshman. This is a very young North Broward squad. But Florida is full of basketball talent. Here's Baxley for three in the corner. Got it. Ryan Baxley, the junior, brings North Broward within one with 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Mitchell, he'll go to Simon. Simon, spin, and they're going to call an offensive foul, I believe, on Simon, and now I think that's his third. Yep, that is his third foul. And Drew Toolson will come back to the table. And then checking in for the first time is Cole Canton. He'll come in, and Simon will come out as well as Trey Amberry. Here's Borio. Rosado brings it up the floor. Apologies for the voice. Here's Jaden Smith off the rebound. Here's Cogswell to Drew Toolson. Now here's Canton to Mitchell. Mitchell taken away, and they call a foul. I don't know about that one. They call it on Jaden Smith. That is the first team foul on North Broward. There's Mitchell, brings it back into the backcourt, crosses the timeline. He's on the Charger logo. Here's Canton. Go over to Cogswell. To Taylor. Turns. Another handoff. Fires for three. No good. Cogswell tries to throw it down on the putback, but couldn't get a handle on the ball. Here's Cano up into the front court. He'll fake the handoff and keep it. Now he'll go to Baxley. Hands off to Rosado. Rosado guarded by Ken, kicks out. Borio for three. Oh, just out. And here comes Toulson. To Taylor, fires deep. That was in Sandy. But it's no good, and here's Cogswell. Back to Taylor. To Mitchell. To Canton, he'll come off onto the right angle. Look inside to Toulson, now he'll come out to the corner. He'll stop and pop for three. No good. Luigi Borio on the rebound. He'll go to Baxley, to Jaden Smith. Laid up with the right hand, no good, too strong. And Toulson on the board. Costly play right there. You can't give up too many missed layups. Here's Taylor, finds Mitchell. Guarded by Smith, he'll go off the glass and in. And now it's a 21-18 lead for Lone Peak with 3:48 to go here in the half. And a deep three there for Baxley. Barely hits iron. And now here's Cogswell. Hands it off to Taylor. To Mitchell. He's calling for a screen. And Coach Ross wants a full timeout. We'll go ahead and take it with them. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on KSLSports.com. Welcome back to Corner Canyon High School. That was only a 30-second timeout. Trevor Allen here with you with Tournament of Champions at Corner Canyon High School for Lone Peak basketball on the Rewind Sports Network, as the Knights are taking on North Broward Prep from Coconut Creek, Florida. With 3:26 to go here in the second quarter. Lone Peak up 21-18. Here's Jackson Taylor, who's already hit a couple of threes. Here's Mitchell. To Drew Toulson. To Taylor. Back out to Toulson for three. Got it. Drew Toulson. 24-18 now. Lead for Lone Peak. Luigi Borio. He'll go to Gorman, who just checked in. Rosado now brings it into the front court. Now here's Borio at the top. Spins to his right, or his left, excuse me. And he is fouled. Fouls on Ty Cogswell. And now Lone Peak is in the North Broward will be shooting free throws the rest of the way here in the quarter, as Lone Peak hits 5 fouls. Rosado will come out of the game. And it looks like Jaden Smith will check back in. Here's Lone Peak with a 24-19 lead. Here's Mitchell. Cogswell, he'll fire for three, no good. Borio on the rebound. Here's Gavin Gorman as it goes off of him. Good defense there by Jackson Taylor. And Casey Woleb, the head coach for North Broward, telling Borio to take care of the basketball. We could hear him loud and clear from up here. Camden Broadhead checks in for Lone Peak. Mitchell stuck in the paint, gives it to Broadhead. Broadhead goes in against Baxley, puts it off the glass. It rolls just out. Nearly had that in. And here's Cano. Back to Baxley. Kick out. Gavin Gorman for three. Got it. Gavin Gorman brings North Broward within two with 1:40 to go until halftime. Here's Jackson Taylor. Denies the screen, goes in with the right-hand layup, and good. Jackson Taylor. Here's Cano. To Gorman. To Borio. To Jaden Smith in the corner. He'll kick it down to Cano, who does a great job attacking the paint and gets an easy layup. They've had about 3 of those already in the first half. 26-24 is our score with a minute left here in the quarter. Taylor to Mitchell. Mitchell. We'll go to Canton, who's in the corner. Broadhead. We'll go out to Mitchell. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Mitchell fires it up, and he travels. Rosado will check back in for North Broward, and Trey Amberry will check in for Lone Peak. 40 seconds to go, so exactly 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And North Broward only has 1 team foul. Lone Peak is in the bonus. Here's Jaden Smith. Goes into the corner and then comes back out. Now to Rosado. As the clock winds down. Here's Luigi Borio against Camden Broadhead. He'll go up and he's fouled. Oh, they call a travel instead of a bucket in the foul. And they call a travel on Luigi Borio. 19.9 seconds to go here. Shot clock's turned off. Lone Peak will settle for the last shot. Taylor fires deep off the front of the iron. And they didn't get the last shot. North Broward will with 1 second to go. Rosado from the logo, it goes in. And they count the bucket. What a shot by Christian Rosado. That was from the Charger logo. And that's how the half will end. North Broward takes the lead, 27-26. We will go ahead and step aside. We will be back for second half action here in just a few minutes here on KSLSports.com. Welcome back into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com for Lone Peak basketball. Trevor Allen here with you as the Knights they're trailing 27-26 to North Broward from Coconut Creek, Florida. And North Broward, the Knights had the lead for a lot of the first half until at the very end when Christian Rosado drilled a deep 3 from the Charger logo to give them the lead. So the starters will come back out. And here's Austin Simon, as now the Knights will go left to right as you watch it here on KSLSports.com. Here's Jackson Taylor to Simon. He'll go into the lane, put it off the glass and in. Nice play there by Austin Simon, who's been dealing with foul trouble in the first half. Has 3 fouls. And the Knights have the lead back. Rosado, guarded by Taylor. Luigi Borio to Sam Cano. Cano, he'll put it up, no good. And then he goes to get it again and ends up picking up the foul. Oh, that's actually on Borio. I think that's his 3rd foul. They don't put the player number and foul on the scoreboard, so a lot of it's just a guess on my end. Or listening to the PA announcer. Here's Simon to Toulson. Cogswell at the top. It looks like Sam Suarez's night is done. Suffered an injury in the early part of the first quarter. Toulson, it's just a lot of dribble handoffs as Mitchell, the shot clock running down, misses a 3. Jaden Smith, some quick first step speed, gets up into the front court. Baxley to Borio, guarded by Toulson. Could have taken advantage of that mismatch. Rosado. Out to Cano. He'll fire for three. Got it. That's his second three-pointer of the day. And the lead goes back to North Broward, 30-28 with 6:20 to go here in the third. Simon at half court. He'll drive in. Pull up. No good. And then it's bobbled by Jaden Smith. Cogswell goes up, misses it. Kicks back out to Taylor. He'll fire for three in the corner. Got it. Jackson Taylor. Oh. I understand why coaches get gray hair. You had that rebound, and then you give it up, and then give up a three. And the lead back to Lone Peak. Baxley, the Rosado, pump fakes, pulls up at the elbow, got it. Christian Rosado. And North Broward has the lead back once again, 32-31. And it's taken away. Here's Smith. He'll lay it up and just couldn't not get that to go. I don't know if he lost his footing, but Rosado picks up the steal and then dumps it down to Jaden Smith as Jackson Taylor tries to take a charge. And the official didn't call anything. And now it's a three-point lead for North Broward. I believe it's their biggest of the game to this point. Here's Toulson in the corner. Out to Cogswell. To Taylor. And Coach Ross wants a timeout. It looks like a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. We'll just go through how these teams got to their records to this point and what they have coming up. Both teams come in with a 3-2 record. For North Broward Prep, for those of you tuning in Florida, first of all, thank you for joining us on this Saturday. They have wins over Archbishop McCarthy by 13 and a win over Langston Hughes by 11. They lost to Miami by 4. And then when they came to Utah, they beat Meridian from Idaho on Thursday by 11 and lost to Corner Canyon by 24 yesterday. And then up next, they will be taking on Lake Worth on December 10th. For Lone Peak, they have a win on the road against Cottonwood by 6. They beat Alta at Pleasant Grove in the Fight for the Fight Hoop Fest by 20. Lost to Orem at Fight for the Fight Hoop Fest by 16. And then they lost to Harriman here on Thursday in the Tournament of Champions by 6. Picked up a win last night against Syracuse by 15. And then they will be at home against Layton on Tuesday, December 10th. You'll see that right here on KSLSports.com. Here's Mitchell with the shot clock running down. Gets it up, and he's fouled with 1 second on the shot clock. Man, you play defense for that long. That's tough. And a technical foul on Luigi Borio. Had some things to say to the official. Using his power. Tees him up. And now one of the coaches is over talking to Borio. Wonder what was said, because he wasn't really animated. He must have just said the magic words. As Mitchell knocks down the first free throw. And the second one rolls out. So that brings the lead for North Broward to 2, 34-32. So Mitchell shot his free throws, and now Toulson's shooting the technical free throws. And he hits both of them. And that now ties the game at 34. With 4:27 left here in the third quarter. Here's Austin Simon. Meets a screen by Cogswell that just blasts Baxley, and he gets it up and in. And a flop warning on Baxley. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a moving screen, which they obviously didn't call. But then they call a flop warning, which is technically a delay of game. But if anything, it looks like Baxley got blindsided because one of his teammates didn't tell him the screen was coming. Here's Rosado to Gorman. Give it to Cano. He'll pump fake. Kick back out to Rosado for three. Too short. Rebound by Toulson. Here's Mitchell as they're running a little bit. Now they're going to slow it up. Cogswell's got a little bit of a mismatch down in the paint, and then they're able to switch off on it before they can get him the ball. Simon spins to his left. No good. Rebound is Baxley. He's going to go push it. He's got Gorman in the corner. He'll fire for three. Got it. Gavin Gorman. The freshman. I believe that's his second triple of the game. And North Broward has a 37-36 lead. Here's Toulson. He'll fire. He'll answer with a three. Shooting the ball well right now. And then Baxley throws it too far ahead of Jaden Smith, and it's a turnover. Jackson Taylor will check back in for Lone Peak. He'll come in for Enoch Mitchell. Now here's Simon. He'll drive in, pump fake. Looks for a cutting Cogswell. Got him in the paint. Kick out to Taylor. Wide open for three. Just too short. Simon on the offensive board. He'll put it up and in. And North Broward Prep wants a timeout, a full one. We'll take it with them. 2:44 to go here in the third quarter. Lone Peak has a 41-37 lead here on KSLSports.com. Welcome back to Corner Canyon High School, part of the Tournament of Champions. It's Lone Peak basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. Trevor Allen here with you. Lone Peak has a 41-37 lead over North Broward Prep from Coconut Creek, Florida. And Lone Peak has a 41-37 lead. Went on a little bit of a run there with some great play from Austin Simon and Drew Toulson. And now the officials are at the scorer's table. And, you know, thought it could be something that could be talked about during a full timeout, but full court press put on here by Lone Peak. Rosado, guarded by Amberry, to Sam Cano. Handoff to Ryan Baxley. Christian Rosado. He'll go into the lane. Easy layup, and he misses it. It's too strong. Here's Simon. Looking for Cogswell in the paint. Instead, he has Drew Toulson. Takes a dribble and puts it up and in. Rosado to Gorman. The left hand, good. Nice move there by Gavin Gorman, the freshman. Here's Simon. He's stripped, but they're going to call a foul. Looks like it's going to be on Rosado. That's the fourth team foul on North Broward. And Austin Simon will shoot two. Again, apologies for the voice. As Simon misses the first free throw. Second free throw is good. give Lone Peak a 5-point lead. Here's Baxley. Fire out to Cano again for 3. Got it. He's so efficient when he's shooting the ball, when he's in the paint. Kind of reminds me of Tim Duncan, but with a jump shot. And I'm not saying he's going to go on to be Tim Duncan, but that's just like a fundamental basketball player. I believe that's his third 3 of the game. Here's Cogswell. Fires in the corner for 3 is Simon. He answers back with a 3 of his own. And the lead is back out to 5 for the Knights. Cano, back to Baxley, over to Rosado. He'll put it up. No good, but he's fouled. And he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. Foul will be on Trey Amberry. And that's the first team foul of the quarter for Lone Peak with 57.3 seconds left in the third quarter. And the first free throw is off the front of the iron as Camden Broadhead will check in for Ty Cogswell. And Enoch Mitchell will also check in. He will come in for Austin Simon, probably to not have Simon pick up his 4th foul in the final minute of the quarter. And the second free throw is good for Rosado. 47-43. The lead to Lone Peak. Here's Toulson. Now over to Taylor. Jackson throws it to Enoch Mitchell. Pitches it to Drew Toulson. Toulson is taken away by Rosado. He'll have a run-out layup with the left hand and good. Now it's a 2-point game with 26 seconds left. Shot clock's turned off. Coach Ross wants the last shot. Clock now down to 10 as Camden Broadhead comes up for a high ball screen. He doesn't use it. He'll pull up at the foul line. Good. Enoch Mitchell with 3 seconds now on the clock to Baxley. He'll heave it, and it's no good. At the end, through 3 quarters, Lone Peak has a 49-45 lead heading into the final 8 minutes. We'll have those final 8 minutes for you when we return here on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back to Corner Canyon High School. Trevor Allen here with you. Lone Peak basketball on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As we enter the fourth quarter, Lone Peak with a 49-45 lead over North Broward Prep from Coconut Creek, Florida. Now here's Sam Cano. Christian Rosado goes into the paint, left-handed layup, blocked off the glass, but they're going to call a foul on Ty Cogswell. I wonder if that was with the body. Looked like it was with the body. And that's 4 fouls on Ty Cogswell, if I heard that correctly. Rosado at the foul line, rolls off to the right. And second free throw is good. 3-point game now. Lone Peak with the ball. And we're 20 seconds into the fourth quarter. Here's Mitchell to Drew Toulson. Pump fake. And then it gets taken away. Rosado has it, and Toulson will foul him. If you're Lone Peak, you're telling Toulson to shoot that. Don't hesitate if you're a shooter. And he's already hit 2 or 3 3-pointers in this game. Trey Amberry will come out, and Austin Simon will come back in. And North Broward will take a timeout. And it'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. So a busy week for the Rewind Sports Network this week. A lot of tournaments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed them. We'll have a lot of coverage next week as well. We'll have the Sky Ridge Classic coming up with Copper Hills taking place in there, so we'll have all the Copper Hills games. As we're 7:31 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's been a close game throughout. I'm pretty sure that neither team has had a double-digit lead. It stayed very close. After this game, North Broward Prep will head back to Florida. We'll take on Lake Worth on Tuesday, December 10th. Meanwhile, Lone Peak will host Layton on Tuesday. Here's Cano. Into the paint. Finds Baxley on the back cut, and he couldn't get it to go. Now here's Jackson Taylor. Taylor to Mitchell. He'll stop, pop, no good. And the ball will be out of bounds. Last touch by North Broward. So Lone Peak will take it out along the baseline on the far side. Here's Cogswell to Taylor for three. Too strong. Mitchell on the rebound, but it goes to Simon. He'll go up and he's fouled. As North Broward's head coach is yelling at his team to box out. Simon hits the first free throw. And we'll step to the line for the second one. He hits it. And now it's a 5-point game. 6:53 to go here in the game. Rosado was looking for Baxley, but deflected. Great defense there by Enoch Mitchell. And Trey Amberry's going to come back into the ball game for Lone Peak. He'll come in for Drew Toolson, who I think has had a solid game off the bench for Lone Peak. Rosado, guarded by Simon. He'll go into his chest, puts it in, and it rolls in. That was a little shooter's touch right there for Christian Rosado, the junior. Here's Mitchell, guarded by Jaden Smith. Now Cano, they switch. Simon's looking for Cogswell. Instead will go to Mitchell, who's guarded by Cano. Simon goes into the paint, steps through, no good on the layup, and it's deflected, and then Trey Amberry picks up the rebound, goes up, and he's fouled. Just some little details that's going for Lone Peak, just a little deflection here and there is keeping possessions alive for the Knights. It makes a difference in ball games. And Chudier Duyac will check in for North Broward, the 6'9" freshman. I'm sure every school in this state would love to have a 6'9" freshman. It's up and in. Now it's a 4-point game with 6 minutes to go. Rosado pulls up too short. And now here's Jackson Taylor. They're going to slow it up the floor. To Mitchell. And it looks like an offensive foul on Ty Cogswell. And that's his 5th foul for Cogswell, and he'll head to the bench. And his day is done. Solid outing for Ty. And now Coach Ross has a few seconds to make a substitution. He goes with Camden Broadhead. Now here's Baxley. Rosado. He's got a mismatch down in the paint, and they're not going to him. Rosado goes up with the left hand and scoops it up and in with contact. And now it's a 2-point lead for Lone Peak. 5:19 to go here in the game. Mitchell kicks out to Amberry for 3. No good off the front. Here's Camden Broadhead. Tries to go out. Gavin Gorman takes it away. He'll go to Rosado. To Baxley. He'll attack in the paint. Left-handed layup. No good. Just short. Broadhead on the rebound, and here comes the Knights with Simon on the run. Bounces off his foot. Broadhead picks it up. Here's Mitchell. Amberry crosses over to Simon. Back to Amberry. He'll now go to the other side of the floor. Here's Mitchell. Looking for Broadhead down in the post. Go to Simon instead. He'll spin to his left. Loses the ball. Duyak has it. He throws it ahead to Gavin Gorman. Gorman, Duyak. Rosado to Cano. To Duyak. Deep 2. No good. Amberry on the rebound. 4:18 to go here. Still a 2-point lead for Lone Peak. As we have a jump ball with Rosado and Enoch Mitchell. And the possession arrow stays with Lone Peak. Amberry goes into the paint, meets traffic, and it's tipped once again. And Lone Peak just seems to be around the rim as they get a putback and now a 4-point lead. So many 50-50 plays so far that Lone Peak has seemed to have won all of them. Here's Rosado for 3, too strong. Jackson Taylor on the rebound, and Coach Ross wants a timeout. He'll call a full timeout. We'll take it with him. 3:41 to go. Lone Peak with a 54-50 lead here on KSLSports.com. 41 to go here at Corner Canyon High School, part of the Tournament of Champions. Trevor Allen here with you for Lone Peak basketball on the Rewind Sports Network. Lone Peak has a 54-50 lead over North Broward from Coconut Creek, Florida. And Lone Peak has the ball. And they have 2 timeouts left. North Broward has 3. Still fouls to give on both ends before we hit the bonus. Here's Simon. Goes to Broadhead. To Simon. Thought about going to Amberry on the short corner, but didn't get him. Here's Taylor back to, as North Broward's in the zone. Taylor, he'll fire deep 3. Got it! That was from the point of the mountain. And it's a 57-50 lead. Big play right there for Jackson Taylor. Here's Cano looking for the answer. No good. And it's stripped away by Jaden Smith, but he'll go out of bounds and stays with Lone Peak. Here's Broadhead with a screen for Simon. Now to Taylor, he'll fire again for 3. In and out. Duyak on the rebound. And here's Rosado with a little bit of full court pressure. Rosado, he'll pop in the lane with the floater, no good. Broadhead on the rebound. Enoch Mitchell will bring it up. 2:25 to go, 7-point lead for Lone Peak. Duyac guarding Mitchell. Means there's a mismatch in the post, and Broadhead's guarded by Baxley. He'll go up with contact as Cano tried to contest him. Still gets it off the glass and in. Now it's a 9-point lead, the biggest for Lone Peak to this point in the game. Here's Cano. He'll go to Duyac, and he travels, stutter steps, and turns it over. And Duyac will come out of the game. Gavin Gorman will check in. Freshman for freshman. 1:52 to go. Got to get some stops here if you're North Broward. And you got to start getting buckets instead of turnovers. Full court pressure. Here's Taylor. Out to Simon. 22 on the shot clock. Simon is on the ground, and Coach Ross will call for a timeout before any violation or turnover could happen. And it's a full timeout. Back with the final 91 seconds when we get back. Welcome back to Corner Canyon High School. Lone Peak with a 9-point lead over North Broward Prep. 1:31 to go in the game. Lone Peak has one timeout left. North Broward has 3. Here's Mitchell. Goes into the lane. No good. And here's Rosado. He'll look to Cano. He'll drive in, lay it up and in. 59-52. And full court press is put on. Here's Amberry, and he's fouled by Ryan Baxley. Each team has 3 team fouls, so one more foul to give each before we go into the bonus. 1:03 to go. Mitchell to Broadhead. Now out to Taylor. He'll skip it over to Simon. He'll bring it out. And Taylor, ball is loose. And it looks like a foul on North Broward, on Sam Cano. No more fouls to give for North Broward. Lone Peak still has 1 foul to give. 59-52 with 53.3 left, and Enoch Mitchell, wide open layup. I don't think anyone will ever have a layup like that whenever you're in a half-court set. Here's Baxley fouled on a 3-pointer as Camden Broadhead gets his hand caught in the cookie jar. 61-52 was Lone Peak leading. 41.8 seconds left, and 3 free throws coming for North Broward Prep. Baxley, no good. Still have 2 more. Hits the second. Drew Toulson will come in, I'm sure, for free throw shooting as Camden Broadhead comes out. 1 more free throw for Baxley. Good. He goes 2 for 3 on that trip. And now it's 61-54. Here's Mitchell. Got a 3-on-1. North Broward is able to recover. Now they go to Taylor, and Baxley fouls him. Now they'll send Jackson Taylor to the free throw line. And that's his 4th team foul for Baxley. Looks like Corner Canyon is warming up for the next game. They will take on Rocky Mountain High School from Idaho. And then Harriman and Lehigh will round out the night or the day here and the tournament for the Tournament of Champions. As Taylor makes the first free throw, second one is good. And the three-pointer is good for North Broward. And it's a full timeout. We'll keep it here, though. 22.4 seconds left. Lone Peak with a 63-57 lead over North Broward Prep. And again, coming up next for Lone Peak, if they're able to hold on, they'll go to 4-2. And of what was a two-game losing streak before last night against Syracuse is now a two-game winning streak. They will take on Layton on December 10th at home on Tuesday. And obviously you'll be able to see that game in every Lone Peak basketball game on KSLSports.com, the KSL Sports app, and the KSL Plus app. So 22.4 left. Go ahead and set it up here. Both teams are now in the bonus. And North Broward has 2 timeouts. Lone Peak has 1. So we're shooting free throws the rest of the way. Now here's Drew Toulson. He's fouled by Cano. Toulson at the line to make it a 3-possession game. And it rolls out. 20.2 seconds left, shot clock's turned off. Second one is good, it's now a 3-possession game. Rosado brings it into the front court. Handoff, Rosado will have it again, step back, 3-pointer. Nothing but air, and Jackson Taylor will grab the rebound and he's fouled. And I think that'll do it for Baxley, who picks up his 5th foul. Is it? I guess not. Jackson Taylor will go to the line. I thought that was 5 fouls on Baxley, but it's not. Taylor, first free throw is good. Makes it an 8-point game. Second one is good. 9-point game. Here's Baxley. 8 seconds left. Fires for 3. Gets it to go. And North Broward wants to take a timeout. With a 6-point lead. 5.8 to go. It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 5 seconds. We'll come back for that after this. Here for the final 5.8 seconds left. Lone Peak's going to move to 4-2. North Broward Prep will drop to 3-3, heading back to Florida. And there's a football play. I love those inbound plays. Everyone runs routes. It's one of the only times you can actually tell a kid in basketball to run a post route or a slant route. Pretty cool. Trey Amberry will go to the line with 4.3 left on the clock. He'll get it to go, and it's back to a 3-possession game. And Rosado will shoot. It's deflected, and that will do it for this one. Final score, Lone Peak 68. North Broward Prep from Coconut Creek, Florida, 60. Player of the game, I got to give it to Jackson Taylor. He played really well, but you also got to give it to some of the other guys who filled in for Crew Fotheringham, who went down early with an injury, came back in, didn't play a lot of minutes, and ended up sitting the rest of the game. But guys stepping up in place of Sam Suarez, who also left the game early with an injury and did not return. So kudos to them. Big shout out to our cameraman, Vince Francis, for Parker on scoreboard. I'm Trevor Allen. Once again, final score 68-60. Lone Peak with the win. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great weekend here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com.